a male and a female diver became lost, 45 meters beneath the ground inside an underwater cave. By that point, both were already suffering from nitrogen narcosis, their reaction speed and judgment severely impaired. Even more fatally, they had failed to lay a guideline. The silt they stirred up completely swallowed them in darkness. In such a hopeless situation, the woman managed to find the route back through sheer determination, while the man swam into a dead-end passage deep inside the cave. This was a real-life cave diving tragedy that took place in Florida, USA, in 1996. In Marion County, Florida, there is a famous natural spring, with a name that sounds as beautiful as paradise itself, Paradise Spring. But once you descend beneath the surface, it feels more like an entrance to hell. Beneath the calm water lies a massive and complex limestone cave system. Its passages twist and intersect endlessly, like a giant spider web with no end in sight. That day, a male and a female recreational diver arrived at the site. They only held basic open-water diving certifications. In real cave diving, that level of training is almost meaningless, but they overestimated themselves. With tanks on their backs, they swam directly into the depths of the cave. At around 30 meters deep, a warning sign appeared in front of them. It read, "Stop. Do not go any farther." The freezing water, the pitch-black cave, and the warning sign standing there like a gravestone. For most people, that alone would have been enough to turn back immediately. But one of humanity's greatest weaknesses is curiosity toward the unknown. Ignoring the warning, the two exchanged a hand signal and continued deeper into the cave. Even worse, they failed to lay a guideline. In cave diving, a guideline is your lifeline, because once visibility is lost, it becomes the only thing that can lead you back out alive. But the two naively believed they could rely on memory to find their way back. Without realizing it, they had descended to a depth of 45 meters. And at that depth, another invisible killer began to appear, nitrogen narcosis. Under high pressure, breathing nitrogen can make a diver feel intoxicated, slowing reactions, and destroying judgment. Then, at that exact moment, the male diver adjusted his position, and his fin accidentally swept across the silty cave floor. Disaster erupted instantly. Massive clouds of silt exploded upward, and visibility inside the passage dropped to zero. They could no longer see anything, because they had never laid a guideline. The two completely lost their sense of direction. In the chaos, they became separated. The female diver, not understanding what had happened, thought the cave had collapsed. She believed her partner had been crushed to death by falling rocks, so she focused only on surviving. Pressing herself tightly against the cave wall, she slowly felt along the rock formations with her hands, moving upward inch by inch at an agonizing pace. In the end, through incredible determination and a small amount of luck, she managed to escape the death zone and successfully reached the surface to call for help. But what she didn't know was that her partner was still alive. His mind, however, had completely fallen apart. Inside the absolute darkness of the cave, he slammed around blindly like a trapped insect. Panic destroyed what little judgment he had left. He forced himself into an extremely narrow passage, and by the time he realized he had gone the wrong way, it was already too late. His body, along with his heavy scuba tanks, became wedged tightly between two massive rocks. Fear made his breathing more and more frantic. And underwater, uncontrolled breathing is essentially a death countdown. A gas supply meant to last 60 minutes can disappear within just a few minutes under panic. As his air rapidly ran out, the man made an unbelievably desperate decision. He removed all of his diving equipment and fought with everything he had to slowly pull himself backward out of the crack in the rocks. But now he had no air left. Yet, in extreme desperation, people often make the most irrational choices. He actually attempted to swim back to the surface, using only the final breath remaining in his lungs, through a completely black underground maze. In diving, this is considered one of the deadliest things a person can do, a free ascent, and he was attempting it, inside a cave at 45 meters deep, a situation that was almost certainly fatal. An hour later, a professional cave diving rescue team arrived at the scene. They found the male diver's body, just 13 meters below the surface. That meant that, in the final moments of his life, he had actually held a single breath, and swum upward more than 30 meters, through absolute darkness. But the human body has limits. He was only one final step away from survival. Later, many professional cave divers believed that if he had stayed calm and remained where he was, the air left in his tanks might have kept him alive long enough for the rescue team to reach him. Nature never shows mercy because of your ignorance, your recklessness, or a moment of impulsive curiosity. Sometimes the truly terrifying thing is not death itself. It's that, in the depths of absolute fear, you end up killing the version of yourself that still could have survived.